the beginning of this is pretty impressive. Goes, you helped me make it.
I know. That's the one where they.
And this is we only have about 2 or 3 minutes of this that shows a lot of very powerful stuff.
It's certainly a huge display of strength as NATO keeps a watchful eye on the war games and says Russia is simulating a large-scale conflict.
这次的军事演习和战役年军事演习的代表们，你们认真履行了自己的义务，也表现出了专业素质。
Хочу выразить особую признательность военнослужащим Китайской Народной Республики и Монголии.
Chinese general with food. 300,000 troops.
Russia and China have joined forces. This is the beginning of World War III.
President Vladimir Putin testing a new intercontinental missile and President Donald Trump's medal. From a Moscow command center, Putin watched the hypersonic missile leave its launch tube and, according to the Russians, strike a target 3,700 miles away, declaring it invulnerable to intercept. Russia says it can be armed with a nuclear weapon and travel up to 20 times the speed of sound.
Nothing can stop it.
Without confirming the results of today's test, the Pentagon has acknowledged that America is vulnerable.
We don't have any defense that could deny the employment of such a weapon against us.
Adding urgency to the Pentagon's own plan to develop an American version.
The hypersonics is a game-changing technology, and that's why it's so important for us to embrace it.
And how far are we from actually fielding that technology ourselves?
So I think we'll put a hypersonic system in the field before 2023.
Russia first touted their hypersonic missile in March with an animation showing warheads flying towards Florida.
Now we're going to see what Soleimani's death by the drone has resulted in.
Tensions flaring after a U.S. drone strike last week killed Iran's top military official, General Qasem Soleimani.
Wow.
In the heart of Iran, a public outpouring of
A
grief.
million.
People have a very strong message for America.
They're chanting death to America. More than 1 million united in their cry for revenge.
Revenge must happen, and it is certain.
What kind of revenge do you want?
Anything.
Soleimani's daughter's choice of words about bringing about dark days and flattening their spider web is talking about taking down the internet, taking down the United States power grid.
We are living in danger.
It's like we took a baseball bat and hit a hornet's nest.
Geopolitical tensions are at their highest level.
I'm going to back that up. You can edit that out.
Skip back 30
I want to
seconds,
say
2
without
minutes,
him and
46
out this
seconds,
other,
41
I want to
minutes,
be able to put in there
47
somewhere in my
seconds.
audio.
Press select to
It's
resume.
like we
From here,
hit
go
a
back to
hornet's nest
cancel.
with a baseball bat. You can clean it
Skip
up.
back
It's gonna,
40 seconds.
By the
Late
drone
suggestions.
has resulted in.
Recommended for you.
Tensions
Videos
flaring
from
after
other
a
channels
U.S.
you
drone
might
strike
like.
last week killed Iran's
Loading.
top military official, General Qasem Soleimani. In the heart of Iran, a public outpouring of grief.
People have a very strong message for America.
They're chanting death to America. More than 1 million united in their cry for revenge.
Revenge must happen, and it is certain.
What kind of revenge do you want?
Anything.
Soleimani's daughter's choice of words about bringing about dark days and flattening their spider web is talking about taking down the internet, taking down the United States power grid.
We are living in dangerous times. Geopolitical tensions are at their highest level this century, and this turbulence is escalating. Even nuclear non-proliferation can no longer be taken for granted. This cauldron of tensions is leading more and more countries to take unpredicted decisions with unpredictable consequences and a profound risk of miscalculation. This situation cannot go on. I've been following the recent rise in global tensions with great concern. I'm in constant contact with leading officials around the world.
That'd be Putin.
And my message is simple and clear. Stop escalation. Exercise maximum restraint. Restart dialogue. Renew international cooperation. Let us not forget the terrible human suffering caused by war. As always, ordinary people pay the highest price. It is our common duty to avoid it.
Video progress by 4 minutes, 23
He
seconds,
just-
41 minutes,
Wait till this
47
background
seconds.
goes away.
Pause.
And we just listened to Antonio Guterres mentioning that we should try to avoid war. I'm going to show you my booklet where Putin made a speech like 7-8 years ago. And now Antonio Guterres just stated that he's in constant contact with leading officials around the world. And I know for a fact who he's in contact with is Putin. Because we're going to look at the speech Putin made in 2014. And those are the same words that are being repeated that we just heard.